If it's not fun, I'm not interested. How I left insurance, built a travel business, and moved to Portugal in my 50s. I'm about to share with you just what I did. Hi everyone, I'm Lorraine and welcome back to Dream Beyond. So I had an insurance license and I enjoyed so much working with my best friend. But truth of the matter was, insurance just wasn't my thing. You see, I'm a very blue personality. And if you know personality colors, you understand that that means if it's not fun, I'm not interested. And so I threw my resume up on Indeed and I got a call from AAA offering me an insurance position. I said, well, I see you also have travel agent jobs. I think I'd be more interested in that. They did let me know that I'd make more money in insurance, but I just wasn't feeling it anymore. So I took the job as a travel agent and I was on the floor working with a client when I was looking up a trip and it suddenly hit me, oh my God, I'm getting paid to do this. And I was in love from that point on. I knew travel was exactly where I belonged. So for the next year, I just pounded it out. I learned everything I could. I worked hard. I built my numbers. I built my clientele base. I was getting it. But all that time in the back of my mind, I thought, how can I make this portable? You see, I spent many years in network marketing. I spent 12 years with a company and I absolutely loved location freedom and time freedom. Those things are very important to me. So even though I was loving what I was doing, I knew I wanted to be my own boss and be able to take it anywhere I wanted to and not have to start over, whether that meant moving from state to state or whether that meant moving out of the country. And so I did just that. Even though every day while I was at work, I would just pound it out. At night, I would do research. I would look on YouTube. I'd watch YouTube videos. I'd do Google searches. And I realized you could be a home-based travel agent. And there were several options to do just that. For me, after doing my research, I chose the franchise model. Why? Because it was turnkey. You're already busy enough when you start a new business, and especially if you're somebody starting a new business and learning a new trade. To me, it didn't matter if it said Lorraine's Travel Agency. What mattered was brand recognition, systems in place, and being able to start building a business right out of the gate. And so franchise model was my choice. So I decided to leave AAA after about a year and start bought my franchise. And let me just say, my boyfriend at the time was not keen on this idea. He was very nervous of what that meant because, he's a corporate kind of guy and he believes in staying at the same job for many years. And I am a very entrepreneurial type girl and I wanted time freedom and location freedom. But he did support me and I did buy the franchise. Now let me also say, I went to training and there was probably about 40 of us in my training class. I remember coming home and telling him that half of those people wouldn't still be there within a year. And it's not because they weren't smart enough. It wasn't because they weren't great people. It was because learning to be a business owner and learning to be a travel agent all at the same time could be very overwhelming. And especially for those who were also working full-time jobs, which was still most of them. And sure enough, that turned out to be the case, unfortunately. But if you are somebody that is very driven, very motivated, and they're willing to take on challenges, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's easier if you have either the experience as a business owner or the experience as a travel professional. Completely up to you. If you've got both, you're golden. I was very blessed because I spent 12 years in network marketing. And so if you can survive network marketing for 12 years, you've kind of figured out a few things about how to run a business. So I was very blessed in that. My first year of owning my franchise, we hit over $750,000 in sales. That was incredible, but that was a lot of hard work. Thank goodness I have a pretty strong social network. I've lived in 8 states. I have a good Facebook presence. And so those people who knew me from either being my friends from one of the states I lived in or being on my network marketing team, once they saw I started this new business, they were more than glad to help me with that. So that was a blessing. Now let's fast forward a little bit. A year's gone by. It's time. I literally looked at the boyfriend and said I was not willing to sign one more lease in the United States. And so it was time for us to make that move. And next week we're going to talk about how we decided to make that move, but I ended up making it by myself. So I want you to know that there's actually so many opportunities for you to build a business, a career, anything you want that you can work remotely. Not everybody is meant to be a business owner. I completely get that. So there are remote jobs out there that you can do. If it's your dream to be able to have that time and location freedom, those are things that were very important to me. And so I needed that. I needed that to thrive on my own. So in the comments below, I'm going to link a PDF for you to download about 5 ways to build a business after the age of 50. And it could be anything from being a business owner to remote work. Everybody's different. But what I want you to do is make sure that you're living a life that you choose on purpose and not just go through the motions of day-to-day living. So look for the PDF, download it. And let me just go ahead and throw this out there. If you think being a travel agent would be fun, if you look at me and go, I think I could do that, then maybe you need to reach out to me. I'm living in Portugal now. It doesn't matter where you live as long as you're US or Canada based. You can absolutely do this with me and come on this journey with me. Let's talk. Who knows? Maybe you'll be part of my team soon. I hope you have a blessed day, and until we meet again, keep dreaming beyond.